tonight on WVUA News at 6.
The Tuscaloosa Police Department is warning against not taking care of your lawn. But what happens if you live in a tornado-damaged home? And how can you get involved? I'm Jennifer Edwards, and all the answers coming up on WVUA News.
And school leaders around West Alabama get out of the classroom to get a real-life lesson in the jobs of tomorrow.
You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 6 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Philip Coleman, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
A warning from the Tuscaloosa Police Department about keeping your grass cut.
It could cost you more than you think, and as WVUA's Jennifer Edwards shows you, tall grass can even cause crime.
The Tuscaloosa Police Department is receiving mixed emotions from West Alabama residents about a Facebook post regarding the length of the grass of this home and the $736 fine that came with it.
It's much cheaper to actually cut your grass and maintain your property rather than having the police department come out and have to take time to measure the grass and make sure that it's within standing.
Blankley says it's city code to keep your grass under 12 inches in height. First, the homeowner gets a warning, and you may be able to get some additional time granted. Blankley says the warning isn't just about looks, but for safety as well.
Anytime people quit cutting their grass, property value is going to drop. Once a neighborhood has multiple houses doing this, the crime rates will rise because a criminal looks at it if basically somebody's not taking care of their property, then it's going to be easier to break in the house and nobody will notice or actually care about it.
In some cases, according to Sergeant Brent Blankley, homeowners are choosing not to cut their grass. But in other cases, community service programs of West Alabama say for homeowners in tornado-damaged homes, it may be a different story.
We are getting people who are receiving citations, getting letters from the city regarding the outside of their homes. A lot of people, like I said, have been displaced. They're renting elsewhere. They're maybe checking on their home, but it's not a big issue to them because they're trying to maintain the household in which they're living now.
Stevens says a lot of these people cannot afford to keep up their lawns at this time, so they need all of the volunteers to help maintain them as they can get. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Jennifer Edwards, WVUA News.
For information on how to volunteer or if you need lawn assistance for a tornado-damaged home, call Community Service Programs of West Alabama. Their number is 205-752-5429.
On your election watch, only 2 weeks left until Election Day. And if you still haven't registered to vote on November 6th, the deadline is this Friday. Registration officials say with it being this close to the deadline, you need to deliver your form in person instead of mailing it in. And if you're voting by absentee ballot, it must be postmarked no later than the day prior to the election or hand-delivered to the absentee election manager by 5 p.m. on the day prior to the election.
New at 6 on your education watch, the jobs of the future. West Alabama school leaders got a lesson today in what their students need to know to become part of the workforce. It was all part of the Chamber of Commerce of West Alabama's School Counselors and Career Technical Teachers Tour. Organizers say the goal is to help them know what jobs are available in our area and what training their students will need to learn to compete for those jobs. Maccabee President Gary Nichols says they were able to see firsthand what's involved in a career choice.
Skills can be a career of choice rather than they must go to college to be successful. They can learn a trade, learn skills, and be successful in life.
This was the 6th annual School Counselor Industry Tour. Homecoming festivities are now in full swing at the Capstone.
And today, Alabama students took a creative approach to beating hunger. They turned their canned food into art. Take a look at this. It's called a can formation. U of A students built structures out of canned food they are donating to the Beat Auburn, Beat Hunger food drive. Each creation was judged on visual appeal, creativity, originality, and structural integrity, and also the number of cans donated. Since 1994, this competition has raised nearly 3 million pounds of food for Alabamians in need. And all of this food will be donated this year to the food drive. And Bama's homecoming theme this year is timeless tradition, and your home team has a homecoming tradition of our own.
We do. We bring you that UA homecoming parade live. We've been doing this several years for you. You can join me again this year and our celebrity co-host, the First Lady of Alabama football, Mrs. Terry Saban. Our special live coverage of the parade kicks off 2 p.m. on Saturday. Now, last year, Mrs. Saban told us how the parade is a big part of her special homecoming traditions.
It's important to me that we have family in for homecoming. It's important that I have flowers on the table and that we're all decked out, and I have my pot of chili. So, and this is as important as anything right here, the homecoming parade.
That's right. And again, all the fun starts at 2 o'clock on Saturday. Hope that you will be with us. Still ahead for you here on WVUA News at 6. The presidential candidates are in the home stretch for the election. Find out who voters say came out on top from the last debate.
And coming in the home team weather, getting cooler tonight. 74 now in Tuscaloosa, 73 back in Birmingham. How cool it's going to get tonight, and how about your all-important weekend forecast? Weather straight ahead, stick around.
And all that stands between the Tuscaloosa County High Wildcats and a region championship are the mighty Hoover Bucks. Gary Harris will have that story coming up in Alabama's Home Team Sports.